Tale, okay, watch this video. Okay, watch this video.
We are not going to allow a war in the Middle East led by the United States and Israel to be an excuse for the NPP to try to rewrite history. And so this morning I'm going to take you through multiple factors that contributed to that distraction. And I will be showing you why, despite the war in the Middle East today, inflation is single digits, not just single digits, below 4%, 3.8, almost similar to the 38% they got. I will show you why, despite that war, we are not having crisis here today. To remind them that they destroyed this country because of the unprecedented borrowing. If you check the history of this country, when it comes to Eurobond, for example, Ghana in total, since we started going to the Eurobond market in 2007 under President Kufuor, borrowed 15.5 billion. Out of that total of 15.5 billion, guess the components of it which President Kufuor alone borrowed? 11 billion out of 15.5 from 2007. Then only you, the total is 15.5. You borrowed 11 billion. Their reckless borrowing was what caused this country to collapse, not COVID and Russia and Ukraine, and we insist upon it. Now today they are saying that because crude price increased and there's a slight increment in fuel prices at the pump, it means that they were right in blaming Russia and Ukraine war and COVID for the distraction they caused. What is the price of fuel at the pump today? We all use Star Oil now, don't we? And Goel. They are the leading, companies in the market. If you go to the pump today, you'll get it at a little above 12 Ghana cedis, right?
Yeah.
What was the price of fuel when they were leaving power? Close to 15 cedis. That's what they left it. But do you know what was the price of crude at the time they were leaving power? They were leaving power at a time where the price of crude on the global market was around $72 per barrel. Now, if you are doing $72 per barrel and the price of fuel at the pump is 14.5, almost 15 Ghana cedis, and in the face of a war in the Middle East today, the hub of crude, we are doing 12 Ghana cedis, and the price of crude today is over $100. What is it telling you? It means that there is a different factor at play that is making the price less today. If the price of crude today is over $100 per barrel, are you listening? And at the pump, we are buying at 12 Ghana cedis, a little above 12 Ghana cedis. The price of crude, at the time you claim you were blaming Russia and Ukraine war, was $76 per barrel, but we were doing almost 15 Ghana cedis. How would you be able to blame Russia and Ukraine war and COVID as the cause of that? Do you know what is the other contributor to the price of fuel at the pump? When you want to determine the price of fuel at the pump, you must invariably look at the exchange rate. You must look at the exchange rate, you must look at the global market price of crude, you must look at your own fiscal regime because there are certain taxes you place on the fuel, and then you must look at the regulator, MPA, where it says the price floor. Those factors determine the price of fuel at the pump. So when we were saying that we went crisis because you destroyed the economy, you could not manage the exchange rate. It was true, and it is true today. Why is it that today there is a war in the Middle East, but we are not buying at 15 cedis? It is over $100 per barrel today. Why are we not buying at the 15 cedis we were buying? It is because the exchange rate today is lower. 10.7 or less. It is because it is lower. So when you come and you attempt to play revisionist politics, let me tell you, the NPP has been laboring under a certain misguided illusion that the people they speak to, that the Ghanaian public is made up of fools. We are not, and we will continue to remind you of that. Then they claim that President Mahama said global events have no impact on Ghana. Don't worry, it's enough. Global events have no impact on Ghana. And so he was lying and all of those things they were trying to say. This President Mahama, you know the owner of Asasi Radio. Asasi Radio is owned by Gabi Oshodako, right? A known affiliate of a New Patriotic Party. 4 years ago, this is their report on what President Mahama said about COVID and Russia and Ukraine, which has been the consistent position of the NDC. That the effect generally has been felt by Africa, but Ghana was an exceptional case. And our exceptional case was the unprecedented borrowing and reckless spending of the New Patriotic Party, printing monies at BOG as if they don't have head. Imani did a thorough research throughout Africa on the impact of COVID. In fact, all of us who are reasonable observers of political discourse will see that the whole of West Africa was doing single-digit inflation when we were doing 54%.